Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Rohan campaign. It is episode 30. That is triple X. This episode is rated NSFW, not safe for women. Actually, it's probably not safe for women. That's entirely untrue. I'll have you know at least 2% of my viewers identify as female, according to my analytics. Okay, let's jump into the episode here. I completely forgot about Adunafel. He trudged somehow through Fangorn Forest and came out the other side unscathed. He has an entire army of just all sorts of crazy orc units, like Mirkwood Stalkers, Mirkwood Uruk Blades, Dulguldur... Shut the fuck up, there's a goddamn dog in the background. Sniffing a bone or something. Maybe someone's whipped out the peanut butter and he's having flashbacks to the dark days. Yeah, there's all sorts of weird... That's like a peanut butter on the penis joke, just FYI. He has all sorts of units, and unfortunately I've had to place some units on the bridge to cheese it again. I'm just trying to buy time for Isengard itself to recruit some units. I want to recruit some more units elsewhere. For example, like some militiamen would be good. In Bregnus, we're also going to recruit some units. I'm doing a bunch of retraining, of course. I've got the Riders of Rohan retraining. We actually were repelled just outside the village here. Gamling himself was attacked alone by the entirety of the garrison here. He had no reinforcements, so I was forced to break the siege and then, I guess, start it again. Luckily, that has prevented us, or rather prevented Hirluin the Fair from capturing the place, so that's certainly a bonus. In the west, outside of Karis, Aldwulf the Honorable was attacked by our good friend Doob. You guys remember Doob? He was sort of just wandering around aimlessly. He brought very few men and died incredibly easily. Now, what I can do here is besiege Karis, but I think it would be best for us to wait for the infantry, because there's actually quite a lot of troops within the area, and we're going to get Sig here to scout a little bit around the city. I'm fairly certain this guy is going to go straight into the town, but you never know. Who is this? An Edwythe diplomat. Beathan, what a name. It's like Ethan, but with a B. Beathan. Beathan Bach. I'm fairly confident that we're going to capture this town without much of a fight. We need to reinforce Bregnus, that's why I'm recruiting there. We're going to reinforce Isengard as well. I think we're running out of cash pretty shortly, although here it says that our projected treasury total is within... It's going to be 5,400, which I find hard to believe, but I guess we'll find out. We've built a meeting hall in Tirith Anduin. That means we're no longer paying for ailment. Just the one unit of free upkeep, I guess. I think my intention there was to get these militiamen to no longer be paid for. I don't even really know how much it costs to keep... Okay, it costs 300 gold to keep Aemond in gainful employment. I guess he must be expensing all sorts of things. He's expensing, like, per diem meals. He's expensing... Actually, I should tell you, I'm from Alberta, and right now we're having provincial political controversy because one of our MLAs, one of our elected representatives, members of the Legislative Assembly, that's what MLA is, he's been caught double claiming per diem meals to the tune of like $200. Obviously, there's much more to it. He was actually embroiled in a scandal before that, a much worse scandal before that, but now this is sort of like the, like that scandal was the tip of the iceberg, and this is the shit underneath, but unfortunately it's kind of petty. Anyway, that's some of my, my everyday life for you. A slice of life, as it were, in Alberta, Canada. Okay, there was something else I wanted to do, and that something else was Leowine. I wanted to finally meet the dwarves of Erid Luin. Now, we're going to meet them in Gobadrain.
What is it you wish to talk about?
Gobadrain, I suppose, which is like a completely disgusting name. This guy looks really familiar. I'm pretty sure that was the King of Dunland we slew. That guy right there. We're going to ask for maps and trade rights, as per usual. Okay, they want 4,000 gold. How about I give you, let's say, 250 per turn for 10 turns. For 2,500. I don't think they'll be into that because that is a significantly lesser amount of money. Oh, apparently that's accepted. Okay, oh my god, these guys are actually doing quite well. Apparently they've captured the entirety of this fucking place. And you know what, since we're doing so well diplomatically with them, we may as well ask them for... let's ask them for an alliance. I see no reason not to. They're already at war with all sorts of orcs, and they're already allied with the dwarves of Erebor. So, yeah, there's really no reason for us to get an alliance there. And here we go. We are... I wonder what is this place called? These are the... I'm sure there's a name for this formation of land, but it just says Belfalas, so I don't think that's quite correct. But we've now crossed... I guess this is still the River Anduin, perhaps? We've crossed that river into... Oh, actually, Dolamroth holds Tirathoros. I remember I saw that last time, so that's a little bit embarrassing. But Leonair is now going to... Leonair? Leofar. He is going to attack... attack? Diplomatically, with his mind, with his tongue. He's going to attack the men of Beridharn and try to maybe get maps from them. Maybe we can learn a little bit more about our future enemies. Who knows? Alright, well, I think it's about time we end the turn. Aldwulf could potentially come under attack, but I rather see that he is going to be able to capture Kuras without much of a fight. As for Gind, Gamling... he may just starve these men out. Like, to kill these men of Enedwythe is almost like it's a chore. And almost not worth the effort. We have 2 units of Fort Axemen that I'm just going to immediately disband. I don't need them. That's sad. The Lords of Rohan raised these men from their personal levies, and here I am just like, you know what? No, fuck it. Go home. Man, I gotta tell you, it looks like the Dunlendings are actually beginning to... they're beginning to mobilize. We've got Gwyn in here with 3 units, presumably of Berserkers. We've got Captain Blythe. Let him have it, Blythe! He's got a full fucking army, well, half a stack, ready to ruin our day. And then, of course, Captain Seelbach. What a name. Do you imagine he has a hit single? Kiss from a Rose? He is currently attacking our men in the fort, so we have to, we're gonna have to attack him with some cavalry. It looks to me like Adunfell has just fucked off entirely. Here he is. Where is he going? I almost wonder if he's going, like, through Gondor to get to Isengard, which is hilarious. I'm sort of in disbelief that this invasion is still going on. Okay, we have a new captain, Captain Brandir. There we go. We've got some new traits for Sig here. He is an adept agent. Wonderful. I don't really see much else going on here. Like, I feel like those 2 units, or rather those 2 stacks, combined into Captain Brandir, and it would be pretty... I think it's reasonable for me to attack that stack first, and then to capture Kuras afterward. I'm gonna fight this battle manually, but I don't think we need to see it, so I will see you guys in just a few moments, and I'll give you the rundown as to what happened.
We attack!
Obviously, the battle went pretty well.
Yes, my lord.
I lost about 200 men, killed the entire army, sacked their fucking camp. I think I've got a pretty winning strategy here with the pike line. My pikes did take a few casualties there just because I mismanaged the battle a little bit. But with the pikes and the ballista, the archers and the cavalry components, everything seemed to work really well there.
Orders, my lord.
So next turn we will besiege
As you command.
Karis. I'm pretty confident in our ability to ruin Enedwythe now. I've kind of figured out their army composition, what sort of units they're going to bring, and I know how to counter it now. Gondorian splendor. Since the line of kings ended, the stewards took reign of Gondor's leadership, and this once glorious nation began to decline, losing territories and citadels to the enemy. Perhaps this is a herald of a new Gondorian golden age. So apparently Gondor as well has aged up, as it were. They've hit the castle age, and I don't know, now they can recruit new units, perhaps? I'm not entirely sure what these scripts do. It looks like they're still rocking a lot of militia. These peacekeepers look new. I've never seen them. So do these guardsmen. Of course, I'm operating off my knowledge of Gondor when I was defeating them as Mordor like 2 years ago. So, it could be those are not new units. Anyway, Fennis Drunin assaulted. Elves and rangers alike have much to fear this day, for the home of the Dunedain is besieged, rather, by its enemies. Where would that be? Is it... Okay, I'm not entirely sure where that is, but apparently it's pretty bad that it's being besieged. Oh, here it is. This would... Nope, that is not it. That's Metraith, rather. Honestly, I have no idea where that place is, nor do I particularly care.
Yes.
Okay, we may as well now head east. I imagine that there's some new friends. Actually, no. Before we depart, let's talk to Erdluin. They're not going to be into an alliance. I don't particularly want to leave without getting an alliance. Holy shit, we are actually making a shit ton of money. Okay, well that is just dandy. So, I think what we ought to do is continue retraining, recruiting wherever possible. In Bregnus, we'll get some more infantry. This guy's going to return to Gnird so that he may be retrained. Actually, no, I don't particularly need those spearmen. I'm fine with what units of Rohan we have, except for the farmhand pikes. I want to get some of those guys going. And these farmhand archers aren't entirely terrible either. Although I have the feeling that these farmhand archers, or rather these fort archers, are just as good. I don't know, I'm kind of vacillating between whether I want to utilize fort and farmhand units or whether I don't. They seem to be as good or better in some ways than our own infantry. In others, though, they're not that much better. Which really can be said of most things. Okay, we have 2 new units for Eomer, who is then going to use them to crush Captain Sealbatch. Apparently this is going to be a close battle. Okay, well, I don't want to auto-resolve this battle because apparently it's going to be much more disastrous than it needs to be. So again, I'm going to fight this battle, and I will see you guys in just a few moments. I'm trying to keep track of how much time has elapsed as a viewer. I think we're about 15 minutes, somewhere in there. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to attack these guys. Hopefully I won't take too many casualties, and we need to prepare to receive these Dunlend guys when we come back.
Attack!
We've relieved the troops in the fort without much issue. Eomer is now a legendary commander, which is fucking ridiculous. His command is incredibly high, even more so when he gets his, like, commanding cavalry bonuses and the like. Alright, let's end the turn here. I'm fairly certain that Captain Blythe is actually going for
Orders, my lord.
Guinard, or rather Bregnus, so we're going to have to ride over there to relieve them. Just want to make sure I don't have any cavalry kicking around that I didn't notice. It's entirely possible, right? I'm going to stack Isengard again with, you know, all sorts of fucking infantry. And actually, yeah, we'll recruit some professional troops in Bregnus, but we'll also recruit some cavalry.
Yes, my lord.
Probably for Aldwulf and even Gambling. He's currently rocking some scouts, and they're not the greatest. Our Riders of Rohan are light cavalry, and the scouts are even lighter. It's crazy. Alright, let us end the turn. Oh, that's right. We were going to speak with the Haradrim, so let's see if they'll give us maps. I kind of doubt. Yeah, they're, you know, not into it in any way, shape, or form. Well, couldn't have said I didn't see that coming. Well, just as I suspected, Bregnus is under siege by Captain Blythe, but that's not particularly a revelatory, you know, prediction. It looks like this army is actually pretty garbage. Lots of light troops for me to tear apart, and actually, I had forgotten that, you know, our cavalry is actually too slow to reach Bregnus in one turn. That's not ideal. Let's just focus on the positive for now. We will get Aldwulf to besiege Karis. We'll spend one turn to build some rams. We could potentially take the place with the ballista, but, you know, why would we? It just seems risky. We have a mission to blockade the port of Karis Galadin, which is really bizarre, considering we have no navy, or any way of building one. Looks like our profits are dwindling. Erkenbrand has a doctor, which increases the chance of having children, improves the chances of recovering from casualties, or recovering casualties, rather. I feel like Erkenbrand, the whole baby thing is a little late in the game. In Durwath, we now have some garrison quarters, meaning we can recruit some infantry, and also a smoking house in Tirith Anduin. Now we can get a spy. I would much rather, however, get a spy in the west. Looks like Bregnus is probably the only place we can do it. Alright, let's see. In Foldberg, we have retrained 3 units of cavalry. We've recruited 3 units in Isengard, 2 in Bregnus, 1 in Guinard. Okay, so Guinard is amply, I would say amply garrisoned. We're going to stick these 3 units of cav. Actually, let's do this. We'll do 1 unit of, 2 units rather, in the northern fort. This unit in the southern. And then we can retrain this unit of riders, get another one on the go. And I guess we'll get Aylmer to reinforce around Guinard. We may actually be outclassed here. I'm hoping that the Dunlendings don't attack next turn. I'm hoping they will allow us to reinforce with a bit of cavalry, maybe a bit of infantry. It's hard to say though. Okay, so we've got 2 units, rather 2 little stacks here now, protecting the bridge. We're going to put these farmhand archers in Guinard to retrain. Also the fort archers, actually, we can retrain them as well, eventually. And Isengard is pretty well garrisoned. We have 2 units of spears, 3 of axes, 3 of swords, and 2 archer units. So that's probably a good enough garrison to defend against anything shy of a full invasion force. We're going to starve out Gind, and we could potentially starve out Karis as well. I don't know, it depends on, like, what mood I'm in. Like, do I need entertainment? Do I need to kill some clansmen in order to achieve this? Okay, it looks like Gondor has actually captured, or rather, it's possible they started with this territory actually, but I'm not entirely sure if that's the case. It seems like it would be outside the realm of Gondor. But then again, their lands stretch all the way to the coast in the south. Why wouldn't they stretch to the coast in the north? And then I guess that's the end of their power projection, and that's the beginning of the projection of Enedwythe, perhaps, the clansman? Hard to say. Okay, we're gonna have to... We're doing a lot of damage against Enedwythe at the moment. We're sort of focusing on them, but I feel as if with the resurgence of Dunland within the past few turns, we're gonna have to get a little bit offensive with them. Soonish as well. Fucking sharpish. Okay, we're gonna end the turn. I'm gonna see what Dunland does. It's possible they attack Bregnus, in which case we're gonna have to micro the ever-loving shit out of Aylmer to break all of these spear units, like the farmhand archers he can take care of, and these huntsmen he can take care of. The rest will have to leave to the infantry. Oh, I forgot. Swidhelm as well is garrisoning Bregnus, so he can sally out and help. Actually, this may not be so bad. Interestingly enough, Captain Blythe, I don't know what this guy's fucking smoking. He attacked my cavalry, let them escape, turned around and attacked Aylmer. Why wouldn't you just attack Aylmer to begin with? Or potentially, why wouldn't you destroy my cavalry? It doesn't make much sense, but all I know is that I'm actually going to have to end the episode a little bit earlier than I intended, because we do not have time to fight this battle. When we come back next episode, I feel like this is going to be interesting enough to warrant an on-screen battle. We've got Swidhelm reinforcing with all of his infantry, and we want to control that. We've got Aylmer. Like I said, I'm going to have to micro the ever-loving shit out of Aylmer. All of these clan spearmen and axemen I'm fairly certain we can deal with, but yeah, that's something we'll have to find out next episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. I'm really liking this campaign now. It comes in waves, you know. If you did enjoy it like I did, please leave a like. Please leave a comment. Always appreciated. As always, my name is Incoherence. You guys are the fucking best. You're fucking awesome, and I will see you all later.